to episode 2 of The Latitude Attitude, the podcast where we break down the mysteries of geology with humour and heart. I'm Amy.
And I'm Mike, your enthusiastic geographer and the guy who turns sedimentary processes into comedy gold. So let's get the show rolling like a boulder downhill.
Speaking of boulders, today's episode is all about erosion, transportation and deposition, and how they shape some of the UK's most iconic landscapes.
Plus, we'll tackle the big questions. What makes a batholith so batholithy? And why do tours look like giant stacks of pancakes?
Pancakes? Okay, sure. Let's dive in, shall we? So, let's start with erosion. Mike, do you know what erosion is?
Of course. It's when rocks slowly get ground down. Kind of like how my confidence erodes every time you don't laugh at one of my jokes.
Close enough. Erosion is the process where natural forces like water, wind and ice wear away at rocks and soil. In the UK, our landscapes have been shaped by millions of years of erosion. For example, rivers carve valleys, glaciers gouge out U-shaped troughs, and coastal waves create stunning cliffs.
So erosion is like nature's sculptor. But how does it create something as epic as a limestone pavement?
Great question. Limestone pavements are formed in areas where acidic rainwater dissolves the calcium carbonate in the rock. Over time, the surface develops cracks called grikes, and the blocks left in between are called clints.
Grikes and Clints. Sounds like a buddy cop show. Detective Grike and Officer Clint, solving geological mysteries one pavement at a time.
It does, doesn't it? But seriously, limestone pavements are fascinating. The Yorkshire Dales is one of the best places to see them in the UK.
So, is this a good time to say that erosion really rocks?
Let's talk about transportation. No, not trains and buses. I'm talking about how eroded material gets moved from one place to another.
You mean like when a glacier gives a rock a free ride?
Exactly. In the UK, glaciers during the Ice Age transported massive boulders over long distances. These are called erratics because they're out of place compared to the local geology.
Erratics? So they're basically the rock equivalent of me trying to dance at a wedding.
Sure, let's go with that. Rivers also play a big role in transportation. They carry sediment in 3 ways: as dissolved material, as particles suspended in the water, and as larger rocks rolling along the riverbed.
And I bet rivers love a rolling stone because it gathers no moss.
That's terrible. But you're right, the transported material eventually gets deposited when the river slows down.
Which brings us to...
Deposition is the final step in our geological journey. It's when sediment settles and creates new landforms. For example, chalk escarpments like the South Downs are made of layers of sedimentary rock that were deposited millions of years ago.
And they're great for a scenic hike or a dramatic picnic. Oh no! The cheese has fallen off the escarpment!
Exactly. Then we have batholiths, which are massive underground bodies of cooled magma that can be exposed when the overlying rock erodes away.
So a batholith is like Earth's slow cooker, magma stewing underground for ages.
That's one way to put it. Dartmoor's tors, for instance, are part of a granite batholith. The tors formed because surrounding rock eroded faster, leaving these dramatic rocky outcrops.
Tors really are nature's skyscrapers, or nature's pancakes, depending on your breakfast mood.
And that's why they're such a popular spot for climbers and hikers.
All right, let's wrap up with some quick-fire fun facts. Amy, ready?
Always.
First, did you know that chalk is made from the skeletons of tiny sea creatures?
So, when I doodled on the pavement with chalk as a kid, I was basically drawing with fossils.
Yep. And here's one for you. The word tor comes from an Old English word meaning rocky peak.
Well, that rocks. Did you know that erosion is responsible for the white cliffs of Dover staying white? The constant wearing away reveals fresh chalk underneath.
Nice one. And finally, grike and clint, those limestone pavement features, are both terms borrowed from the Yorkshire dialect.
Yorkshire giving us tea, pudding and cool geology terms. What a legend. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for joining us on The Latitude Attitude.
If you enjoyed this episode, give us a like, a follow or a 5-star review. And don't forget to share it with your fellow geographers. And remember, geology might take millions of years, but a good joke only takes a second.
Bye.
Bye.